This is Chapter 7, Section 3, Logarithmic Functions. Today's objectives are to write equivalent forms of exponentials and logarithms, write, evaluate, and graph log functions. This box is the definition of a logarithmic function. Please write this down, the entire box. Notice there are two different equations in this box, and they're color-coded for a reason. We've already introduced what an exponential function looks like over here. Y equals b raised to the x power. So you have a base b in the blue raised to some power x in the red. If you were to convert this to a logarithm, notice where the base is now. The blue base is a logarithm, and it's a little b. And then the y, so we say log base b of y, and then notice where the x, the exponent goes, is off to the right. So the left-hand side equation is a logarithm. The right-hand side equation is an exponential. Please take the time to go ahead and write this definition down of what a logarithm is. For any positive base b, where b equals 1, and then we have these two equations. Now, let's go ahead and go down to our example. Example, log base 3 of 81 equals question mark. What you say to yourself is, what power must you raise 3 to in order to get to 81? So if I were to convert this into an exponential, so if I look back up into my box, here is my base. This is my y, and there is my x. So if I convert this to an exponential, it's 3 raised to what power would give me 81? So let's just try it. 3 to the 1 is 3. 3 to the 2 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 to the 3. 3 times 3 times 3, 27. 3 to the 4th is 81. Well, there's your answer. X is 4. So 3 to the x equals 81. And what we're going to do down the road is find out what can this x be. This x is 4. All right, part of your homework today is to convert between the two different forms. Here is an exponential equation. 3 to the second power, so 3 squared equals 9. And we want to convert this to a logarithm. So we're going to use that box on this previous slide. And here's the logarithmic equation. So notice that our log, what is our base? That's our b. So this goes here, 3. And then our y, our exponential, is right here. That's 9. And then our power goes off to the right, equals 2. So we say logarithm base 3 of 9 equals 2. Next example is the opposite. Now we give you a logarithm, and we want you to write it into exponential form. So try and see if you can do this one on your own. Logarithm base 3 of 81 equals 4. Well, here's the exponential. So again, we're using this box right here. So here is your x. Here is your B, and then this is your Y. So we say 81 equals 3 raised to the 4. And is that true? We did show that earlier in our lesson. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 is truly 81. All right, let's go on. We're going to go ahead and use our calculator to evaluate some of these exponential equations. So the first one is 4 raised to the 3rd power. If we were to not use our calculator, we would just take 4 times 4 times 4. With your calculator, you're going to see a button that looks like this. You'll say 4, and then we call this a caret symbol. So you put in 4, and then the caret symbol, and then the power, 3. So this is what your calculator will look like. So it's multiplying 4 times 4 times 4 for you, which is 64. Now the next one, be careful. You do want to put the parentheses in. So in your calculator, it's going to look like this. -2, finish off the parentheses, then caret symbol, and 6. And you should get 64. Let's go on to question C. 10 raised to the 3rd power. So that represents 10 times 10 times 10. So your calculator should look like this. 10 raised to the 3rd, which is 1,000. Question D. Now we have a negative exponent. So we're going to say 7 raised to, and be careful, you have to put a negative in, and then 2. So 7 raised to the -2 power is a very small number. The reason why, I'll write down the answer first, and then I'll show you why. If you remember negative exponents, I'll just write this in the blue here. 7 to the -2 power is the same thing as 1 over 7 squared, making that a positive power. Well, 7 times 7 is 49. Check with your calculator. What is 1 divided by 49? It's the same answer, 0.024. All right, last one of these with our calculator. 1/4 raised to the -3. So we want to go 1 divided by 4 in parentheses, raised to, and then -3. And you should get 64. All right. More calculator practice. Now we're going to go into logarithms and using our calculator to do logarithms. Your calculator can only do a logarithm in base 10. There'll be another base down the road that we'll talk about, which is we call base E, but for now your calculator can only do base 10. So it's saying here, logarithm base 10 of 1,000 equals what? Let's just take a moment and rewrite this to exponential form. So this is my base 10, my exponent is unknown, equals 1,000. Well, do you remember from the previous slide that 10 to the 3rd equals 1,000? So x should equal 3. Now here's how you use your calculator. With your calculator, you go log, there's the log button, go ahead and find that, and then enter in 1,000. You don't have to put the number 10 in because it's already telling you with your calculator that it is base 10. So your calculator should look like this. And then you push enter and you should get 3. So there's your answer. Let's go down and do example B. logarithm base 10 of 8. Let's take a moment to just explain what does that mean in exponential form. So my base is 10 raised to what power equals 8? Well, 10 to the 1 is 10. 10 to the 2 is 100. So we know this answer for x has to be some decimal place. Now we pretty much have to use our calculator to find out what that answer is. So with our calculator, let's go ahead and push log, and then put the number 8 in. And you should get 0.903. That's what this value for x is, right here. All right, let's try another one. I'd say you can probably just use your calculator now and just say log 1026, and you get 3.011. Now let's do another one. Log base 5 of 3. Notice the difference here in this problem. This is not able to be done with your calculator. The reason why it's base 5. And what I said earlier is you're not able to do calculator logarithms unless it's base 10. So what this is saying is 5 to what power equals 3. Down the road, we're going to teach you how to convert this problem to base 10. It's called the change of base formula. So right now, not possible. You can only use your calculator when it is base 10. I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I'll pick up on the next video.